Helping you find great things to see and do in the Greater Blue Mountains, this is the Ask Ros Blue Mountains podcast.
Welcome to episode 21 of the Ask Ros Blue Mountains podcast. In this episode, I speak with Kathy Whalan about the upcoming Leura Village Fair. I started off by asking Kathy, what was the magic that keeps drawing visitors to the fair?
Well, Graham, I'd have to say it is the spring blossoms and the prospect of looking at that lovely pinkness down at the centre of Leura Mall. It creates such a lovely atmosphere. But even if the blossoms aren't there due to rain, wind or just the season, there's so many great market stalls there. I've had a lot of people comment to me that it is one of the better markets around for unique things, interesting things, and there's a lot to look at and see. And I think it's just got a great little vibe to it, to be honest, so people just like to come along.
Going up both sides of the mall, how many market stalls do you expect to have?
There are over 100 market stalls, in fact closer to 110, 120, and it's not just up the mall either. I'd like to highlight the car park area, which a lot of people still, even though it's been there in that area for quite some time, forget that it's there or aren't aware that we have more stalls in that car park area too. So while, of course, it doesn't have the same atmosphere as the mall, it certainly has a lot to offer with food, not just to eat there on site, but to sample and take away balsamics and breads and sauces and all that kind of thing. So I do encourage people to venture forth through that little gap between the mall and to the car park there. But the mall certainly provides a lovely focus for people to wander up and down, and it's, you know, quite a pleasant experience. It's not too crowded. We don't cover both sides of each part of the road. It's just, you know, one strip on either side.
And it's on Saturday the 12th and Sunday the 13th between 9 and 4:30. And this is your 37th year. That is amazing.
Yes, and in fact, I was just looking over the records, which are during that time obviously going to be a little sketchy, and I think perhaps it might be even more than 37, so maybe 38, I don't know. Someone's mentioned maybe next year's 39th or 40th birthday. It's hard to track these things down because there might have been a break in the time being, but certainly a long, long time and a great history for this event.
Now, in the event that at some stage over the weekend it's a bit inclement, will that change things at all?
No, it won't. We are going to be running the fair both days regardless of the weather. The only circumstance where it might not happen is if it's dangerous, of course. The safety of all of our patrons and stall holders is front of mind at all times. So a bit of rain, though, doesn't put us off. So I do encourage people to put those raincoats on. You're all Blue Mountains people out there. Bit of wet weather shouldn't put you off.
Well, you mentioned all Blue Mountains people out there. I would think this is now, with 37 plus years, this will become, or has become, an attraction for people outside the area. Do you see any influx of accommodation outlets, getting more people in?
Well, I believe so, Graham, and you are right. It is something that is on the calendar for people that live in the wider area beyond the Blue Mountains region, and hopefully they'll remember to bring their raincoats as well. But yes, it does bring people here. They love to come and look at the blossoms, of course, and see the great market there. So I do believe that it has a positive impact on the businesses all around Leura for the whole weekend rather than just, at the fair itself.
And what sort of range of things do you see being offered within the markets?
There's a big variety, and we do try and keep an eye on having a good range of local artisans there. It's an opportunity for those people to come along. We do encourage that. So you'll find some unique objects from local artisans such as ceramicists and clothing makers, and there's a wide variety there of those. There are also a lot of clothing, fashion, interesting jewellery. There are a few things for the guys as well, T-shirts which are handmade with original images on them. There are shaving and skincare stalls. There's such a big range. Dog accessories, of course, you'll find those there. There'll be plant sales from one of our local nurseries. As I said before, lots of food options, some wine tasting and maybe some beer and cider tasting as well. So if that's your thing, we've got that there too. So I think we've got almost every category covered at the fair. Fair trade stuff, handicrafts, you name it, we've got it. So do come along. We cater for the kids as well, so there are little cute little things there for them.
And I saw a note that you're going to have some local musicians as well.
Well, we do try and get our local musicians in. We have the Trustee Corriwall School Band playing a set on Sunday around lunchtime. They're always very popular. The local musicians are invited to come along and busk, so it's a little bit of a casual affair for the musicians, but we tend to attract quite a large number because of the reputation of the fair. That really adds a nice vibe to the whole day.
Now, with the markets going on and the fair operating, will shops still be open?
All the shops will definitely be open, and some will even have bargain tables out the front, so that's always a great opportunity to go and see what you can nab there. So we do encourage people to not just look at the market stalls, but wander around, go to the shops, visit the cafes and restaurants. There's really quite a lot to do in the day or the 2 days that people might be visiting the fair. So, for sure, go and have a look at those shops and see what they've got to offer. And I think you might be surprised at what you can get.
Well, that all sounds great. Thank you for that. And now, reminder for everybody, it's on Saturday the 12th and Sunday the 13th from 9 a.m. until 4:30. And Kathy, I appreciate your time.
Thanks very much for the opportunity, Graham.
Well, that's it for episode 21. Be sure to check out the Ask Roz website at askroz.com.au and our Facebook page, Ask Roz Blue Mountains. Thanks for listening.